Hello everyone, this is Pam, Rose City Stitcher, coming to you with my March update on my cross stitch that I've done. So this is a channel about cross stitch. I'll show you all the things that I finished and started and that I've been working on. So if you're new here, thank you for coming. I appreciate you stopping by. Hope you like what you see. If you're coming back, then I'm glad you're back. And again, I hope you enjoy seeing the progress that I've made. I made a whole lot of progress in the month of March. I'm really happy with what I've done. So we're just going to jump right in and get into it. So I have one finish. It's a small finish, but a finish nonetheless. And I finished this, Choose Joy by Lizzie Kate. So it's just a small one on a historical page. So all finished with that one. I was happy to finish that. This was my Sabbath stitching. I finished it the second Sunday, so then I was able to work on a different Sabbath one, which you'll see in a minute. And then I have a new start for spring. I decided to start All Things Grow with Love by Primrose Cottage. And it's just a small start. It's being stitched on Rogue Freeze. And it's like just the tiniest of starts. Just that little bitty part of that little star there. But it's a little bit of a start. Hopefully I'll get to work on it a little bit more this month. All right, so then I'm going to show you my two WIPS projects. I stitched on my WIPS projects for 4 days, and I made really great progress. So the first one that was picked was my conch shell Mill Hill kit. And I got so much done on this. So look at that. I got all of that blue. There was very little of the blue done, so I did all the outline of the blue. So got a lot done in those 4 days, so really pleased with what I got done. So hopefully a few more sessions with this, and I'll be ready for beading. So really happy with that. And then my other one, excuse me, my cat is like on all of my stuff. Go on, Wolfie. You want to say hi? You haven't seen him. This is Wolfie. He was an outside kitty. He was born to a feral mama, and we brought him inside, and he became a house cat. He's super sweet. All right, so my other WIPS was Snow Fairy by Joan Elliott. Whoops, that's not the cover. Find the cover. Page of this. There it is. She looks like this. And as I said on my last video, I was pretty much done with all the stitching. I just need to do the back stitching, which is not my favorite, but I powered through, and I am pleased with the back stitching that I did get done. It was very slow going, but you can see that I did get some of the back stitching done on her dress and on that sash. So I did get some done. I knew I wouldn't finish the back stitching, there was so much, but I probably got about 1/4 of it done, which is pretty good. So there's her face. She's so pretty. So stitching on this, it wasn't as bad as I thought. It just was kind of tedious following the lines. So, and then I stitched, let me show you my other Sabbath stitching. Since I finished Choose Joy, I went back to This I Know by Plum Street. And I stitched on the leaves. So see, I stitched on the leaves on that other side, so, and a little bit of that branch. So not too bad. So that was just 2 Sundays that I worked on that. Okay. All right, and then my my deck of WIPS project, that game that I played. So then I stitched all the rest of the month on those. Each of those I stitched on for 3 days. And I must say I made some pretty good progress on those. So let me show you. I stitched on Adjust Your Sails. And that was stitched on something that had a house. So again, and this on Twilight Dyed Effect by Fabric Flare 16 count. And you can see I got pretty far. I did the boats and I did the words. And I think I carried this over the rest of the way. So pretty good progress for 3 days. I was pretty happy with that. And I did do a little bit of this blue. That blue there's a lot of colors in that water. So that was kind of time consuming. So yeah, looks good. I really like it on this fabric. I think it's going to be really nice. The white pops. So happy with that one. And then for Fancy Lady, I had drawn the Queen. I said I was going to continue on Tammy, the one that I had started in February. So that's, hang on, that's the other, well, where is it? Oh, there it is. There it is. So that's the winter one. She has one for each season. And I got pretty far. With a little bit more done on that. A little bit more on her dress. So, again, there's several colors. There's like 4 or 5 colors in her dress. Different shades of gray. So, but it's looking nice. And then I stitched on holiday stitching, and so I chose by Silver Creek Samplers, Mary Rodder's Spelling Lesson. And this may be on that same fabric. It is a fabric flare. But I got a whole lot done. It's like, if you remember last time, all I had done was the first line of words in this first part. So I got a whole lot more of the words done. So, looking good. I had a lot of fun stitching on this. So, got a lot of those words done. And then I stitched on, I can't remember. Oh, this was one stitch on something with words. That's what this one was. S is for Strawberries by Little Dove Designs. And I had a whole lot done on this one too. This one, I got really far. And this is on a 14 count. The label came off. I can't remember what it's called. But it's like a moss green. And there's my progress. If you remember last time, all I had was the S is for Strawberries. Just had those words. So I got a whole lot done. Did more of the border. And did some of the strawberries. So I said, this working on it for 3 days was just the right amount of progress for me to get pretty good progress and, you know, not get too bored with it. So I really feel like this was a good way for me to work on my projects. And then for seasonal, I picked Winter Time by It's So Emma from one of the Stitchers Quarterly. If you remember, I stitched very, very little on this one. And I got a good bit done. Oops, there's strings everywhere. There we go. So I had barely had any of the little fox. So I finished the penguin and I finished the fox and started doing some of the sweater on the polar bear. So, and this is on Minty Green Opalescent 14 count. that came with the Stitchers Quarterly. It's very, very sparkly. So that was my deck of WIPS projects. And then I had some days left over, and I spent that time stitching on my Aurora. As you know, I'm really, really wanting to finish this one. It calls to me all the time. This is by RETM. And I'm absolutely loving this project so much. And this is on a pole stitches, 28 count. And like I said, let me see if I can hold it up for you. So I stitched that gold motif down there at the bottom. So it's ready to fill in. So it's like I stitched on that while I was watching the ice skating championship. So I got a lot done. So you can see, I just have to do the castle that's inside there, and then there's some trees, branches and thorns there. So not a lot. I do plan on hoping to work on this one again this month. I'm just going to keep working on this, plugging along on this one until it gets finished. I hope to plan to work on it every month until it's done. So I'll probably get to the point where this will be like the only thing I work on once I get pretty close to the finish on this one. So that was what I worked on. That's it. I was very happy with what I got done. I'm sad that I only had one finish, but the projects I worked on, I felt like I got a whole lot done. So really happy about that. So let me go ahead and show you my little tiny bit of haul real quick, and then we'll get into my plans for April. So the only thing I got was my Stitchers Quarterly for March. I love this bag. It's a nice big bag. And let me show you. I know she's already showed it, so I can show it to you. This is the pattern. I love that pattern. I may start this actually this month because I really do. I love the flower ones that they do like this. It's so pretty. And it came with this fabric. It's that checkered fabric. Let's see, what's it called? Pale gray gingham. Oh, 25 count. Okay, that's different. Okay, I'll have to look at that to see how we stitch on that. I haven't stitched on the 25 count before. So then and here's the threads, and it came with this really cute little needle minder, little bird needle minder. And then it came with this floss holder, which I really love. I've actually been using it. So see, you stick your flosses in there, and then this is magnetic, so you can stick your needle there, and it's like a wood, so it's very durable. So I really do like that. That was very nice. So very good Stitchers Quarterly this time. Very pleased with that. All right, so let's go ahead and get into my plans. So first off, let's go ahead and do my WIPGO calls. Remember, my WIPGO are all my Fancy Ladies and my Mill Hill kits. So this time the numbers picked were both Fancy Ladies, so I'll be working on 2 Fancy Ladies this month. So the first one is one I have not worked on in a really long time, so I'm anxious to get back into that, and that's Time Traveler by Joan Elliott. I love this one. When it came out, I bought it right away. And it was one I had to restart because I was doing it on Cauldron, 28 count, but it was a linen, and I just could not stitch on the linen very well. So I changed it out and got Lugana, which is much, much better. So let me see which way it goes. I believe it goes, let's see. Yeah. So it goes like this. Like I said, not very much. I'm hoping to get enough done so I know for sure where the top and the bottom is. So that's my progress on that. So it's decent progress, but I'm looking forward to spending 4 days on this and really getting some progress done on that. So it's looking pretty good. So that'll be fun. And the other fancy lady is a Mirabilia, and it is Queen Mermaid. Well, this one is out of print. I actually got it just before it went out of print. And this is on a Moe's sale 16 count. It's just a beautiful dark blue. I feel like just looks so much like the dark ocean. And there she is. Trying to look through the fabric, see if you can see it. So I am very close to being finished with the stitching on this. Ready to get beaded, the beading done. If you look, all I pretty much have to do is, let's see, even her face is done, her arms are done. All I really have left to do is this right here. And then she'll be ready. Oh, and I do have to finish this part of her dress, above her top. If you see there, it's like I've got a little bit to do right there. So that's what I'm hoping to get done in those 4 days, is finish that. So hopefully I'll get that part. I should be able to get that part done, and maybe even the little treasure chest, because the treasure chest is mostly beads, so there's not a whole lot of stitching involved on that. So I was very happy that this one got pulled, that this one got chosen, because I've been really wanting, this one is one I'm really hoping to finish this year. It's like I really would like. This one I've been working on since like 2018, I think. It's just been forever. So I'm really, really hoping to get this one finished this year. So, but I love it. It's so beautiful. All right, so those are my 2 WIPGO projects. Like I said, happy with both of those. And I do already have luckily I do have the bead pack already. So it's all ready. So I have all the goodies for that. So hang on, let me put my time traveler back. Okay, so now I'm ready to play my deck of WIPS game. So remember, I started this last month, where I've got a prompt that goes with each of the numbers, and the ace is a free choice. So number 2 is a WIP with words. Number 3 is seasonal project. Number 4, full coverage project. 5 is a new start. 6, part of a series. 7, WIP with a border. 8's a holiday project. 9 is a WIP with an animal. 10, random generator. Jack, WIP with a house. Queen, fancy lady. And king is a kit. So those are my choices, and I've kind of pulled some projects out that kind of go with these that I felt like I might be interested in stitching on, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so I'm going to pick five cards, and we will see what we get. So here's my cards, and let's see. I'm excited to see what we get. All right, another shuffle. All right, okay, here we go. First card, a 3. So 3 is a seasonal project, which is great, because I know which one I want to stitch on. I want to stitch on my Bunny Bakery. This is an It's So Emma, another Stitcher's Quarterly. So this is one that I was hoping would get called, because I plan to stitch on this irregardless, but now I actually get to stitch on this for 3 days. So there's my starting point. So yay. All right, so that's project 1. All right, let's pick a second one. Let's see what we get. All right, here we go. 2 is a WIP with words. Okay, I pulled this one out as the one I thought I would want to stitch on maybe. It has WIP with words, and that is my 4th of July rules. Of course, this has lots of rules on it. My Primrose Cottage. I have a very small start on that. So it'd be really great to get 3 days on this and get some more stitching done on this one. So, all right, so that's my WIP with words. There we go. All right, here we go. Let's pick another one. All right. All right, here we go. A 5. All right, let's see. 5 is, a new start. All right, so I have no idea. I know what I'm going to start. Oh, that works perfect. I'll start the new Stitchers Quarterly. That'll work. That'll be great. Okay. Yeah. So that's going to be my new start. I'm going to start this because I already got my fabric. I'm all good to go. New start. Yay. All right. So that was easy. Okay. So that's my new start. Okay. 2 more. All right. I'm so excited about the project so far. It's going to be a good month. All right. Let's see what I get. Oops. That's a joker there, so I'm going to pull that out. Okay. Here we go. Ace. Free choice. I already know my free choice is going to be Aurora. So I'm going to work on Aurora. That's going to be my free choice because I want to get that one done. So that's going to be my free choice, is give me permission to work 3 days on Aurora. All right. 1 more. All right. Let's see what it's going to be. All right. Let's see. 10. All right, let's see. 10 is a random number generator. So what I'm going to do for that, I picked at the beginning of the year 25 projects that I wanted to focus on. So that is on my list right here. There, I've written them all down. And 2 are already finished. So that means I've got 23. So I'm going to do my random number generator. Put it on my Kindle because I was using my phone. So 1 through 23. And let's generate. Okay, number 6. So let's see. What is number 6? 6 is my Blue Jay. So that's my Mill Hill kit on my Blue Jay. So I'll be spending some time on my Blue Jay. So that'll be good because that one's getting pretty close to a finish also. So that's what we'll be stitching on. I am so excited. So my Bunny Bakery, my new start, and 4th of July rules. Yeah. And my Blue Jay. So that's exciting. I'm very excited about my April plans. So I like doing this. This just kind of keeps things interesting for me, and just I hope it's fun for y'all to kind of watch also, to kind of see what comes up. So a lot of people do this type of a game for picking books to read, so I just thought it'd be a good way to pick my WIPs to work on. So anyway, so I hope that you enjoy my game. So like I said, I think it's fun. So anyway, that is pretty much all that I have. I know the lighting was probably not great. We've got nasty weather coming, so it's very, very cloudy outside, so all I could use was my natural light. So apologize for that the lighting was probably not the best, but I wanted to get this out there because it was already what's today, the 4th, yeah, it's Friday the 4th of April. So I wanted to go ahead and get started on my projects. I haven't actually stitched on anything yet in April because I was wanting to get this video up. So anyway, so I hope everybody's doing well. Hopefully everybody's staying safe with all this crazy weather that we've been having. So, and happy stitching, and I'll see you the end of April. Bye!